Okay, everyone. Jeff Donnelly, JP Donnelly, JP Donnelly 8. Instagrams, Facebook, different places, right? Plain and simple. So first off, a little introduction to who the hell I am, right? Plain and simple. And why maybe you should listen to me. Maybe you should take my advice. Who knows? It's up to you, right? But a little bit of who the hell I am and what the hell I am. So I worked in the Department of Youth Services back in the day as a youth prison guard. So I'm a graduate of the Massachusetts Department of Youth Services Training Academy. Even though it feels like a whole other life ago because that's before all the corruption, set in. I'm also the author of Emotion and Political Repression, which is a journal detailing the corruption that I faced back when I was trying to run for Congress in Massachusetts as a commonsense 25-year-old Republican back in the day. Once again, whole other life ago, seems like it. It's basically a journal that details what I thought was the worst that they could do to me, which ended up being just the tip of the pin of what they did after I wrote the book and shit. It's crazy. So, yeah. I'm an expert on political corruption, local corruption in Massachusetts, and what the police will do and can do, and what the government and judges can do, which is corruption, all right? I also happen to have a degree in psychology and another degree in criminal justice. So if it wasn't for my criminal justice degree, the classes I took and the areas I studied, I'd probably be in jail right now because the only thing that saved me is my knowledge of law enforcement and of the legal system. That's the only thing that saved my ass, because I've represented myself in numerous cases, and I've even won jury trials against the government without an attorney. Okay, so this is about the Turtleboy situation and restraining orders. Where do we start? First off, Turtleboy, his whole take on the restraining orders is completely insane. There's no other way to put it. And I say insane because his strategy may be a good strategy to go into a restraining order hearing with, by having a dual restraining order. That might be a good strategy to have. I'm not saying it's not. Because best case, both get dropped. Another best case, you both have restraining orders against each other, which kind of protects you a little bit. But the problem is, after he doesn't get the restraining orders, he goes on his live program and explains to people. He tells his viewers, I wasn't afraid of this person. I didn't need the restraining order. I just decided to get it because they had one against me. Like, you don't admit to something like that. Even if it's true, you do not admit that you were not afraid of the person after you put in writing that you were afraid of the person. After you swear to in writing under penalty of perjury what you wrote is the truth. And then you go into court and you swear under oath that what you're saying is the truth. And then you go on your program and say that you were lying on the paperwork and lying in front of the judge. Even if you were lying in front of the judge, you never admit to that. And he goes on his program and admits to it. That's not smart. Like, it's insane that you would even think that that was a good idea to do. Okay. So now we get to this restraining order he's got against him right now. He applied this woman, right, who he was having an affair with, who now he claims she was his Goomba. It's like, dude, man, you're not an Italian mafioso, all right? You're a blogger who shit talks. Shit, you're Irish. You shit talk. I'm Irish. I shit talk. You shit talk for a living, plain and simple. You're a bully. But you're a bully because You get people against these people, and you fucking bully these people, plain and simple. You're entertaining, don't get me wrong, but you're a fucking bully. I'm a shit talker, but I don't go out there I try not to go out there bullying people. You do. Whatever. Do you. You're entertaining at times, right? I read the blogs. Shit, I bought your book before, right? So, yeah. The only difference is I actually read and I comprehend and I look at everything. So, some of the things that you've published have been asinine, been pretty fucking outrageous, whatever. But it's entertaining, whatever, you know? I don't reach out to the people that you write about and stuff like that and, you know, like, make fun of them or whatever. I read the shit. It's entertaining, whatever. But this situation that you have yourself in right now with this woman, number one, she was your girlfriend, plain and simple. She was one of your followers, and you used that to your advantage, because if she wasn't one of your followers, and if she didn't look up to you like these other people do, you would have never slept with her, plain and simple. She's not in your league, plain and simple. But because you're Turtleboy, remember something. Women like rich, powerful, successful people. Well, by being Turtleboy, you get power. And you have people who follow you, which means that you are successful because of that. And that's why you were sleeping with her. Not because you're beautiful, because you're not. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're not a good-looking guy. I do photography, I do art. I could judge what attractive is. You're not attractive, plain and simple. But hey, you're a Turtleboy, which makes up for that. You're powerful, which makes up for that. You have a following, which makes up for your lack of beauty. Shit, I'm not the best looking guy out there. Shit, I used to weigh fucking like over 50 pounds more than I do right now, which I was a fat fuck. And like the blob, right? I was far from even a fucking 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, right? I was probably maybe a 2. Now maybe I'm a 6, who knows? You know? Maybe a 7 on a good day, who knows? If I wear some makeup. Whatever. But look, this woman was your girlfriend. You were sleeping with her. Every woman I've slept with, I kind of consider, like, even the fucking even the crazy ones, you know, whatever. You know? Like, you should at least appreciate the fact that you were sleeping with this woman, plain and simple. I've got a lot of women in the past. I appreciate the fact that they were sleeping with me because, well, yeah, it was a miracle. So, this woman, right, who, let's just call her your girlfriend because realistically, she was your girlfriend. Yes, you were cheating on your wife, but hey, whatever. You know, she was still your girlfriend. And you screwed with her head, plain and simple. And when you screw the crazy chick's head, you have a tendency to get fucked over. They get vindictive. They go after you. This one, you screwed up. You screwed up royally. You didn't listen to your attorney. Who told you, do not go over there? You should have never gone over there, but you thought that you were smarter than your fucking attorney because you have a history degree from UMass. Whoop-de-fucking do, you have a history degree from UMass Amherst. That doesn't say much, and I'll tell you why. I have my bachelor's degree in psychology. I also have a degree in criminal justice. But I never took the SATs. Never had to. I went community college. Instead of doing SATs, I was playing in a football game that day. But hey, guess what? Okay, so what did I do? I went to Holyoke Community College, got an associate's in criminal justice, never had to take the SATs. Automatic enrollment. I did the joint transfer compact, which meant that as soon as I graduated with my associate's degree in criminal justice, I transferred into Westfield State as a psychology major. And that's because I didn't really like what I saw in law enforcement while I was working in law enforcement. Because I was working in law enforcement back in the day, but I saw some stuff I did not like, to say the least. So, you know, the transfer compact, though, I could have transferred into UMass Amherst without taking SATs, because that was one of the options with the transfer compact, or one of the schools you were allowed to transfer into. Springfield College, AIC, all of these schools, without taking the SATs, I could have transferred into. I opted for Westfield State. Why? Because it had a beautiful campus, nice small community, it's a nice small college campus, New England college campus. And why else? A lot less money. It was a lot cheaper than UMass Amherst. And it's a college degree. And I had great professors. And at the end of the day, it's all about what you learn. And really, it's all about knowing where to find the information when you need to find the information at the end of the day, plain and simple. And if you wanted to be a teacher, to spend the extra money going to UMass makes no sense, because you should have gone to a, maybe Framingham State, Worcester State, something like that, Westfield State, for a teaching degree, because after all, it's less money for the degree. And you're going to school to be a teacher, and you want to be a teacher, you might as well just have the credentials saying you're a teacher. Okay, like, you don't need to go to UMass Amherst or Harvard or Yale to be a fucking teacher, to get a teaching credential. At the end of the day, you're a teacher. And you were a teacher in the Worcester or whatever surrounding school districts. At least somewhere around there, Holden, like, no, not Holden, wherever, like, where the fuck you were a teacher at, alright? So, let's get down now to your girlfriend, who you're told not to go over to her house, but you want to get your dick wet, plain and simple. You want to have sex with her. You want to hook up with her, which you did. Okay, so you get the little benefit there. You should have been at home with your kids on Christmas Eve, but hey, whatever, they were sleeping, You illegally recorded her in her own house, which, yeah. So, the mistake you really made, besides showing up there against your own attorney's wishes, is you pushed her into a couch. Did you crack her face? Did you break her jaw? Did you knock out a few teeth? Did you give her a black eye? No, you didn't. But at the end of the day, you did put your hands on her and you did shove her into a couch. Is it a horrible thing to do? Is it earth-shattering? No, it's not. But putting your hands on someone, even if it is pushing them into a comfy couch, is assault and battery. It just is, plain and simple. It's the elements of the crime. No matter what, you did do assault and battery. Have they now decided not to charge you with it? From what you've said, they've decided no prosecute. Okay, whatever. Why? Because it's probably just a push into a couch. They've already sent you to jail for 60 days. And they've got, almost 20 felonies against you in Superior Court, where you're looking at going away for the rest of your life if they wanted to. At that point in time, it's like, okay, well, why waste our time on a little misdemeanor or whatever of, pushing someone into a couch, we have this guy on much more serious issues. Okay. So, she got the restraining order against you because you fucked up, plain and simple. If you had never showed up over there, you might not have got the restraining order. She might not have got the restraining order. But then again, you also had the threats against her with DCF, the threats against, showing her nudes, the revenge porn, all this other shit. So who knows? Maybe she would have applied for a restraining order anyways against you. Who knows? Would she got it? Who knows? But she did get it. And it's valid for a year. If you don't like it, you can always appeal it to a higher court, which I think you should. If you really don't want it, which you don't, appeal it to a higher court. Plain and simple. Use your attorney to appeal it. But whatever you fucking do, do not, please, do fucking not apply for a restraining order against this woman, right? What is she, 100-something pounds? Like a low 100-something pounds? Like a little petite little thing? Come on, man. She's going over your house. You say she's threatening to go over my house. Why? To tell your wife that you're having an affair with her? That you got her pregnant? Allegedly, whatever. She says it. Whatever. That she was going over your house to have an abortion in your fucking driveway? I understand women can be fucking crazy. I've dealt with crazy chicks in the past myself, right? But this woman, you do not feel physically threatened by her. You're just pissed off that she showed up to court and you could not stay and watch the hearing. You were pissed off that you had to leave. You should be more pissed off that Karen Reed walked right by you like you were nothing, like you didn't exist, that her lawyers pushed her even away from you. That's what you should be pissed off at, is that after spending 60 days in fucking jail, even though you're in the medical ward, which is a comfy spot, you weren't in solitary confinement, you weren't in general population, you were in medical where they gave you a fucking iPad. If you would have been in solitary confinement in the hole, you wouldn't have had that iPad. You would have sitting there staring at a fucking blank wall for 60 days and you would have fucking gone insane. But instead, you got a fucking iPad so you could write, you could text, you could call people all day long. Look, if you go to fucking jail and you're in general population, they might not give you a fucking iPad because some people might fucking use it to crack you over the fucking head with, all right? Plain and simple. You might not have an iPad if you go to jail and are in general population because someone might crack you with it, all right? Who knows? But the one who you should be pissed off at is Karen Reed for walking right by you like you didn't exist after you just got out of jail, doing 60 days for pushing her truth, pushing her statements. You did 60 days in jail. Like, and they want to send you to jail for the rest of your life because of your reporting on Karen Reed, of the reporting of the information that she's giving you. Just leave your ex-girlfriend alone, plain and simple. I understand you can't go to these court hearing dates because she's going to be there. I understand that gets you pissed off, right? Like, but come on. Just leave her the fuck alone. Move on from her. Let her be. Because if you go and try to get a restraining order against her, saying that you're afraid, come on, man. I know, you know, the world knows you're not afraid. You're not physically afraid of this woman. And if you are, please just take out your man card, hand it in, because honestly, at this point in time, Kate Peters is more of a fucking man than you are. Do you really want to have Kate Peters be more of a man than you are? Like, nothing against Kent Peter, nothing against you, plain and simple, but look, if you try to get a restraining order against this woman, everyone knows you're not afraid of her. And honestly, I could picture her, because she doesn't seem too dumb, and she's surrounded by a lot of smart people. I could picture her charging you with perjury. I could picture the Commonwealth charging you with perjury if you try to go in there and say that you're afraid of her. And I can also picture them trying to use this as a reason to, once again, file charges against you because you're trying to bring her in there so you can be in the same room with her for the restraining order hearing. They might try to get you for a violation of her restraining order if you sit there and you keep on doing this kind of shit. Just report on it from the outside, listen to the live streams, whatever, just like, I understand this Karen Reed case is the first case you're actually making money. This is the first time in your life that you're actually making real money. I understand that. You want this documentary. You're a narcissist individual. Whatever. It is what it is. You want the documentary. Shit, it might even be interesting when it comes out. I'd probably be one of the ones to watch your documentary. Plain and simple. But play it smart. You do not want to spend the rest of your fucking life in jail. Your kids, when they get older, Lord help them, how they're going to view you cheating on their mother and everything else and being so open about it and like all of this shit. Like, like sharing videos of your son crying and throwing temper tantrums with the whole world and shit. Come on, man. Saying that you don't care about that you never really got along with your daughter or something or whatever the hell you were saying about that. Dude, come on, man. Like, straighten out, man. Straighten out. Like, like, try to do what's right. Like, try to salvage as much of your life as you can. Like, dude, like, try to salvage it. Try to be a better person. Like, you could still report on different stories. You could still be a fucking cocky ass motherfucker. You could still be a fucking, like, you could still be that guy. You could still be a fucking cocky asshole, But just try to do it with some class. Like, try to add a little bit of class into your routine, and leave this fucking woman alone. Because Kate Peter's daughter should have gotten that restraining order against you. The only reason why she didn't is because Kate Peter was with her and made it between you and Kate Peter, and you made it between you and Kate Peter, and the girl completely was left on the sideline. If she would have had a victim witness advocate with her, she would have got the restraining order, hands down, because all that they would have had to do is showed. He repeatedly plays this clip of Brett on his show about her and her brother. Boom! You would have said, that's not me, that's Brett saying it. But no, it was you, because you kept on playing it and kept on fucking playing it and kept on playing it. Each time you played it, it was not Brett saying it, it was you saying it through him. So she should have got that restraining order, plain and simple. Who knows? KP, she probably could have gotten a restraining order against you too if it wasn't such a personal situation. And yes, I understand her daughter did say some stuff about your kids, right? But at the same time, she didn't say it to your kids. She said it to you, an adult. You were throwing her all over the fucking, like, internet. Come on, man. Come on. Just, so when it comes down to this restraining order situation, you're lucky you're not facing charges for filing false restraining orders and for giving false testimony in court after you yourself have stated it on your show that you really weren't afraid of these people and that you didn't need these restraining orders. You are a prime example of the problem with restraining orders, is because you go out and try to take them out in retaliation for people applying against you. Even that Ashley St. Angelo, whatever the fuck that person is, Same thing with them. Like, you went after that person hard. Like, and you made up a lot of shit about that person too. You make up a lot of shit about a lot of people. Plain and simple. Okay, so, fuck, it's over 20 minutes right now, but hey, at the end of the day, just forget about your ex-girlfriend. She doesn't want to be with you anymore, plain and simple. She doesn't want to sleep with you anymore. I don't know her, I don't know you, I don't know KP, I don't know any of these fucking people, alright? Plain and simple. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing, and I've been a follower of yours since the fucking beginning. But I'm not a fucking turtle rider. I'm not one of these people who believes every little word that you say, because I've caught you in way too many fucking lies. But hey, you're entertaining, plain and simple. So I read your blogs, I watch your show, whatever. You're entertaining. But I'll tell you right now, if you did what you did to a lot of these women, and if they would have been my girlfriend, or my mother, or my sister, or someone who I cared about, you're just lucky that you haven't run into a guy who's decided to show up at your house or something, Like, you're just lucky that you're just fucking lucky, plain and simple, that you haven't run into the wrong person, yet. And I'm going to tell you right now, the wrong person is not this woman. It's not this girl. The wrong person is Michael Giannetti. That guy right there, he's tweaked. You think he's a joke. I think that one of these days he might show up at your fucking house, because he's a tweaked individual, and he's got nothing really to lose. Like, realistically, all he really has to lose is that little kid that he has now. Like, Lord help you if he loses that kid and thinks that you're behind it. like, because what you've said about him and the kid and stuff, he might show up at your house. You know, he's the one that you really should be worrying about. I'd be worrying about him if he was obsessed with me like he is with you, all right? Plain and simple. But hey, last words of advice, just forget about fucking restraining orders. Don't be filing them. Don't lose your man card, as much as of a man card you have left. You know, just report on Karen Reed, all right? Report on these things that you want to report on like that, all right? Just be smart about it. Just, you know, like, don't throw your whole fucking life away. Plain and simple. Okay, hey. Once again, JP Donnelly 8. And have a good day.